This stitch is perfect for a wide variety of projects, but especially for blankets, baby blankets, or scarves, because in addition to being a 2-row repeat that's really easy to learn, it's reversible. Let's jump right in and get started. To begin with, I'm going to chain a multiple of 7 plus 8. So what I did for this sample is I chained 29. That was 3 times 7 is 21, plus 8 is 29. I'll also say that I originally made that other swatch that we've looked at on a bigger hook, and I thought it was a little sloppy, so I'm going to try it on a smaller hook. So I'm using worsted weight yarn and an H8 or 5mm hook. So the first thing I did is I made a double crochet in the 4th chain from hook. That turning chain is going to count as a stitch, and I want a total of 5 counting the turning chain. I've made 1, so that's 2. I need 3 more. Now you'll notice that I am working in the back or the bump of the chain instead of the front or the V. And if I'm honest, I do that pretty much on all of my projects because I think it makes a neater edge, makes your stitches lay a little flatter, and it gives you a little bit more elasticity. So there was my turning chain plus 4. 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the next thing I'm going to do is skip 1 chain, which is this one, and put a V stitch in the next chain. And a V stitch is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same chain. Now that's traditionally what a V-stitch is. If you're doing a different kind of a pattern and it says something else, of course you'd follow along with your pattern. Now I'm going to skip another chain and double crochet in each of the next 4 chains. So that's yarn over, insert my hook in the chain, yarn over and draw up a loop. Except I twisted it. I have 3 loops on my hook, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, draw through 2, twice. So I'm going to do that 3 more times for a total of 4. And then I'm going to skip 1 chain and do a V-stitch, skip 1 chain for a double crochet, skip 1 chain and do a V-stitch, and then I'm going to end with 5 double crochet in a row instead of 4. So we're at skip 1 chain and do a V-stitch. Now this is the setup row. After this, it's a 2-row repeat. So once you have your row set up, there's only 2 rows you have to learn. There was my last V-stitch. I skipped 1 chain, put in a double, and remember we're going to end this row with 5 double crochets in a row, not 4. And that's to give us a nice edging. Now when I get to the end of this row, I have a couple of options. One is I can chain 3 turn, and the other is I can do any one of the little fancy applications that we have learned to keep our edges nice and straight. So what I like to do, and you do not have to do it this way, there's multiple ways to do it. By the way, here's what it looks like at the end of our first row. What I like to do is turn my work, draw up my loop to about the height that my double crochet is going to be, yarn over, keeping it behind that loop. It keeps it sort of enclosed. So now I have 2 loops on my hook, insert my hook in the stitch, yarn over and draw up my loop. I have 3, 1, 2, 3, finish my double. Now this is a little fatter than a regular double crochet, but it does get rid of that chain 3, which can sometimes look a little sloppy. So that's my edge stitch. I have 4 double crochets in a row. I'm going to put a double crochet in each of the first 3. Now instead of putting another double crochet in that 4th stitch, I'm going to make a horizontal puff stitch. Now to do a puff stitch, it's yarn over, insert your hook in the stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop 3 times, and then yarn over and draw through them all. What makes this a horizontal puff stitch instead of a traditional puff stitch is instead of holding my work this way, like I normally would when I'm crocheting, I'm going to angle it. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and I'm going to put my puff stitch here between the first two double crochets. And I want to keep my yarn overs nice and loose. I don't want to make it tight. So yarn over, insert my hook down between the first two double crochets, yarn over and draw up a loop. Make sure I have plenty of room. 2 more times. Yarn over, insert my hook in the same spot, yarn over and draw up a loop, leaving lots of room. 3rd time, yarn over, insert my hook between those 2 stitches, yarn over and draw up a loop. Now I should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's correct. Now I'm going to yarn over and draw through all 7 loops on my hook. And that didn't work very nicely because I'm at a weird angle trying to get this on camera, but I promise you it'll be easier for you. Now, this horizontal puff stitch takes the place of this double crochet. And the double crochets that are part of the V-stitch, we're never going to work into them. We're always going to work into that center chain 1 space. So I'm going to put a V-stitch. That's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the V-stitch. So for this particular pattern, whenever you see a V-stitch, you're going to put a V-stitch in it. So now we're going to skip this double crochet because it's part of the V-stitch. Double crochet in each of the next 3. And then horizontal, as soon as we have 3, we're going to do a horizontal puff stitch. Now as we get into the row, we're going to place that horizontal puff stitch between the double crochet of the V-stitch and the first of the 3. So let me pull some more yarn up here since it's fighting with me today. I'm going to yarn over. So I've rotated my work about 90 degrees. Insert my hook down here between the V-stitch and the first of those 3 doubles. Yarn over and draw up a loop. 2 more times. Yarn over, insert my hook way down there, yarn over, draw up a loop, pull it nice and loose because I don't want it to be tight. Yarn over, insert my hook between the V-stitch and the first of those 3 double crochets, yarn over, draw up a loop. I'm going to have 7 on my hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over and draw through all 7. Jump. We're going to skip hem because that puff stitch replaced that stitch. And remember, for this pattern, we're never going to work into the double crochets of the V-stitch, only into the chain space. So we're going to jump right over to the chain space of the V-stitch and make another V-stitch. That's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Skip the double crochet that's part of the V-stitch, double crochet in the next 3 double crochets, that's 1. Horizontal puff stitch, rotate your work 90 degrees, yarn over, insert your hook between the V-stitch and the first of those 3 doubles, that's 1. 2, 3. Yarn over and draw through all 7 loops on your hook. You'll notice when I have this many loops on my hook and I'm trying to yarn over and draw through that I angle my hook down a little bit. You have to have a fair amount of tension here to make sure it doesn't slip out of the throat, but if you angle your hook down a little bit, it's easier to get it through all those loops. Once again, this stitch is replaced by the puff stitch. V-stitch in the chain space of the V-stitch. Once you get these first few rows in, it's a lot easier to see what you're doing too. There's my V-stitch. Skip the double crochet that's part of the V-stitch, double crochet in each of the next 3. Horizontal puff stitch, rotate your work. I will, while we're talking about it, this stitch pattern eats up a lot of yarn because of all these yarn overs, and you can see that I'm sort of having to pull yarn up off my skein quite frequently, and that's because this is a giant yarn sucker. So make sure if you're going to attempt this pattern that you have plenty of yarn. That's the stitch that's replaced by the puff stitch. We're going to go ahead, we're at the end So we're just going to put a double crochet in that last, well, in this case it's a turning chain. So remember, we have the extra doubles at the beginning and the end just to keep our edges neat. Now this doesn't look like much of anything until you get the next row on, and then it starts to look neater. So let's turn and do the next row. So once again, you can do that sort of standing start that I did, or you can simply chain 3 and turn. But to do that particular standing start, I'm bringing that loop up till it's about the height of the stitch I want. I'm going to grab that yarn over, but I'm wrapping it around that loop to make sure that loop is not hanging out and being weird. And I'm going to go ahead and work in the very first stitch, the one we might normally skip if we were doing a chain 3 turn. Alright, so there's my edge stitch. So now what I want to do is double crochet in each of the 4 stitches. That's the top of the puff stitch and the other 3 double crochets. So it's this guy, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, whoops, got a little carried away there. And 4. And now V-stitch inside the V-stitch. Remember, we're skipping this double because it's part of the V-stitch and we're not going to work into those for this stitch pattern. Skip the double crochet that's part of the V-stitch, and you're going to skip this nonsense over here. That's from closing up the stitch. You want the 4 stitches that were involved in your puff stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. V-stitch inside the V-stitch. There's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip the double crochet that's part of the V-stitch, which I'm guessing is what that nonsense is attached to. I shouldn't keep calling it nonsense, but you don't want to get involved in that big sloppy loop. V-stitch in the V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip this big sloppy loop because that's part of the V-stitch, and we're at the end, so we're going to have 5 now. 4, and then we're going to have our 5th one will be in the top. If you did a turning chain, it'll be in the top of the turning chain. If you did a standing like I did, it'll be on the top of the standing, which is here. And then we're going to turn, either chain 3 and turn or do the standing. That's it. That is the entire stitch pattern. It is 2 rows. You have a row with a horizontal puff stitch. You have a row where you're closing it all off. Now again, I kind of like it here in the tighter gauge. This was the original sample that I made in the looser gauge. You can use whichever hook goes with the yarn and makes you happy. And I am Mary Beth Temple here for Hooked for Life with Mary Beth Temple. I thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff, and I'll be back to you real soon. Bye-bye.